Hi. Drop your shoulders. Welcome to the channel. I have had to tell myself today at least 6-7 times to drop my shoulders. We outside. So drop your shoulders. The body keeps the score. The shoulders is a place where we can hold a lot of tension, the shoulders and the neck. And I found myself kind of realizing that I'm holding my body very tense. So today is day 2 of a fast that I am on for a minimum of 4 days. But typically what happens with me when I fast is that I feel so good. I feel so much better fasting that I want to keep doing it. So that's why I say a minimum of 4 days, because it may be longer, because I'm going to tell you, I am feeling hungry. It's rocky out here, so this video is not the steadiest. I'm feeling hungry, but I'm also feeling good, really good, like physically good. So if you're interested, if you're here, then you're interested. And if you're here, then you want more information. And I'm feeling called to share the process that I'm on right now of this fast. So day 1 was, I experienced a lot of ease actually in day 1. It wasn't until I got ready to get ready for bed that I began to have a headache. And I knew it was from the fact that I hadn't eaten in the day. But other than that, I didn't feel hungry. I didn't have cravings or anything like that. It was a really smooth day. It was great, actually. So when I do a fast, typically I do water and teas. Herbal teas, medicinal teas, lots of tea, water, and coconut water. That's the base of my fast. And this fast, I've decided to have a grapefruit at some point. Not today though, because, well, I decided to have grapefruit at some point because I have grapefruits and I don't want them to go bad. And grapefruit is a very nutritious food. So at some point I may have a grapefruit, but not today. Because today's lesson for me, I'm having hunger, a little bit of hunger pains. I wouldn't call it pains, just a little grumbling in my tummy. I physically feel pretty good. No headaches, nothing to share there. But what I found interesting is that I'm starting to have cravings. So today, my first craving was, of course, if you know me, potato chips. Whoever invented potato chips should be fired. Should be hugged and fired. Because it is just the perfect snack. It's crispy, it's salty, and you would think me describing the potato chip to you while I'm on the second day of my fast would be tempting, but it's not, because that's why I came in nature. to ground so I can talk about it, because there's no chips around and I'm not going to eat any chips. Not going to eat any chips. Chips are my weakness. And I remember when I first started the fasting journey, I had been welcomed into a spiritual community. And I decided to pledge to the community, and a part of the spiritual work and the healing work that we did involved fasting. So they opened me up to fasting. It is spiritually one of the most powerful things that I can do for myself. Fasting is one of the most powerful things you can do for yourself, above meditating, praying, all the other things, candle work, all the stuff. So I was thinking about chips today and how much I love potato chips, and I've had a craving for potato chips. And I remember when I was on my fasting journey a few years ago, and my partner at the time, it was the end phase of our relationship. So there was a lot of attention, I'll say that. But I was fasting and they were eating chips in the living room. And I asked if they could go to the kitchen to eat the chips, because the chips is my Achilles heel. Like, please take it to the kitchen, babe. Take it to the kitchen. If there's any love, take it to the kitchen. They did not take it to the kitchen. So you know what I did? I got my ass up and moved to another room, because you can't control what other people do. But my other craving, that was a side story. My other craving, well, not craving, because this is not even something that I even eat. But I randomly started to smell corn chips. Frito-Lay's, specifically Frito-Lay's plain corn chips. They have a very distinct smell. And I could smell them in the air as if a bag had been freshly opened right under my nose. That's what it was like. And no one was eating. There was no food whatsoever. I was at work and there's no eating around the type of work that I do. So I thought that was interesting. But the body definitely keeps the score. My second day today, I experienced a lot of irritation as well. Things that normally I wouldn't care, I would completely ignore, was irritating the hell out of me. And couple moments where it was about to be, oh hell no. I was about to have an oh hell no moment. Nobody wants me to have an oh hell moment. So I imagine the irritation came from the feeling of hunger. I love fasting. I am so grateful for the spiritual community that took me in. They opened a door. They helped me to open a door to parts of me that had been dormant. And it was as if they awakened the me in me, or they helped me to awaken the me in me. So the reason I'm not having a grapefruit today is because This fast, it's a spiritual fast, but it's also a reminder of who I am and where I'm going. And it's a reminder to me of the discipline that I carry. Because this year, I have struggled with staying disciplined consistently. So I needed this fast as a reminder of how disciplined I can be in the face of temptation, in the face of agitation, in the face of discomfort, that I can be steadfast and stand my ground. And as you all say, stand on business. So this fast is about standing on business. This might be a long video. So the spiritual community that welcomed me in, it's very pivotal. It was very pivotal. Every single person that I encountered during that experience was a pivotal part of my growth, my developing, my opening of possibilities. It was just the beginning. For a while, I thought it was kind of over for me because that being in community with them was the first time in my life that I started to feel like I belonged. I started to feel like, oh, there's a place for me here. This is my tribe. And as soon as I started to settle into that feeling and the excitement of all of that and the relief of it, because community is something that I yearn for. And I'm working on the yearning part. I'm working on the yearning part. It is something that I desire. Belonging is something that I desire. So for the first time, I felt like I belonged. And just as I was getting settled in, it's like the ground fell out from underneath me. I had no idea that ending my 9-year relationship would mean the end to just about every connection that I had made during that time. Some people say they don't pick sides, but they do. And it's not always about your actions or what you say. Sometimes it's about your inaction and what you don't say. So many people that call themselves family to me, I would have called family as well, that called me a friend, that called me a sister, just turn their backs. It's not, some of them actively, there were some people that actively did things to say F you. And it was unfortunate. There were people that actively were like, oh, you did something that I don't like? Fuck you. I've been waiting for this moment. I've been waiting. Some people are waiting to say fuck you. Sometimes you just gotta say it plain and bluntly. They're waiting. They're waiting for you to give them a reason to let you know how they really feel and what they really think about you. There was a handful of people, that were like that. But most of them stayed silent. I was going through one of the most difficult times in my life at that period, because I've been through a lot. Really, that was light work compared to some of the other things I've been through. But no one checked in on me. Everyone rallied around my partner at that time, my former partner. And I was essentially thrown away. And that was very difficult and challenging to deal with. But I realized that we all deserve community. We all deserve to feel like we belong. But sometimes belonging is just for a moment. It's for a season. It's for a time period. It's for a purpose. There's a plan behind it. There's a reason. But we want to hold on. And that is something that I have done historically in my past, is I hold on. I hold on because I know loss. I'm familiar with loss. Nobody likes to lose. And I have experienced an abnormal amount of loss. But when I think about and I reflect on all of those relationships, when I think about those people who are no longer in my life, I really am thankful. Because if it wasn't for every single person that have crossed my path and I have crossed their path, I would not be here right now. And what is most important is right now, because right now is the most pivotal moment. It's the only thing that matters. So the decision that we have, the choice that we have, is, do you hold on to the past? Do you hold on to what is already gone? Or do you recognize the power in right now, in who you are right now? Whoever is in your life right now, whether it's 0 people or hundreds of people or thousands of people, it is all on purpose. It has a purpose. Every experience that you cultivate is to teach you about you and about the possibilities and how limitless they are. I wish all of those people well. I saw a photo of someone who was one of the people who had to let me know how they really feel about me when I did something that they didn't like. And they took the opportunity to put me where they thought I belonged. I saw a photo of this person, and it was some kind of, it was something special, some type of accomplishment that they had. And I smiled, and I was even surprised at myself because I was genuinely happy for them. Because I am the type of person, if I love you at any point, it is never taken away. It was always genuine, always. And that is one thing that I can say for myself that I love about myself. Past me suffered because of having that kind of attribute. But the me of right now Getting a little teary-eyed. I celebrate that about myself. All the things that I saw about me that I thought made me weak is really some of the most beautiful parts of who I am. So I am fasting right now to remind myself of how disciplined, how fearless, how determined, how steadfast I am. Because I'm preparing myself and fortifying myself for what is to come. For right now and what is to come. So maybe you want to fast for a couple days. If you can't do 4, 3 is a good number, but 4 is a great number. 4 has great significance. 4 has great spiritual significance, and I probably will do a whole video on the number 4. Just so you can understand how powerful it is. But maybe you want to fast. Maybe now's a good time. Maybe now's a good time. So I might do another video tomorrow to let you know how it's going. If you do decide to fast, I encourage you to prepare. Prepare physically, but also try to prepare mentally. Prepare your environment as best you can. But currently, the fast that I'm working, doing my everyday things. And having the strength to do it without being able to necessarily shape my environment as much as I want to is teaching me even more about myself. How flexible I am. So maybe it is time for you to fast. Do a cleanse. Drop your shoulders. Let your body have some relief. When your body has relief and is able to cleanse, then you have more clarity of mind and of heart. That's my experience. So I know that video is going to find this video, that video, this video is going to find the right people at the right time. And I hope you find some encouragement, upliftment, some inspiration from these messages. So today is the 30th when I'm recording this video, and it's kind of just a coincidence that I'm going into the new year fasting, because I didn't plan it that way. Like literally, I was at my sister's house this weekend, and I said to my mom, I said, oh yeah, I got to go to work tomorrow. And she was like, oh, when did you start working on Sundays? I'm like, today is Sunday. What are you talking about? She said, no, it's not. I said, well, I'm not going to work tomorrow because tomorrow is Sunday. When I'm off work, I don't keep up with time and days unless I got somewhere to be. If it's not in my calendar, like, what's the point? We're so obsessed with time. So it's just it's not a coincidence. It's all the little things that line up to make things happen the way they're supposed to happen. So I'll be going into the new year fasting. Actually, so if today's the 30th, tomorrow's the 31st, that's New Year's Eve. That'll be my third day. So my fourth day will be on the 1st. God is good. Take care.